Scott talking about Shedeur Sanders looking in his eyes as good, if not better, than any of the quarterbacks at mandatory minicamp, which is fascinating. Also saying he has a really long way to go, which is not an understatement, I think. And
isn't that fair for any rookie? Like,
I think that's very
the
fair.
biggest pet peeve of the 13 years we've been talking about since we got here is the day that a team drafts a quarterback. Oh, they got to start the next game. No, they don't. They don't. They just don't. So give these guys a little bit of time, and we'll see how it plays out. Even guys that get drafted number 1 overall, I still wonder about teams that throw them out there the first game of the season. I don't think those guys are ready.
I would agree with that. The situation, though, is pretty clear. You have 2 veteran quarterbacks. You have 2 rookie quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's the guy? I don't know. Which one's going to be the guy? I don't know. Do they know? Maybe.
I think they're going to let it play out at camp. I still think that they probably have their own depth chart, and it's there, and no one else is going to see it. And it's Kevin's depth chart. It's probably in his mind. Him and Andrew probably have something written down, and that's about the end of it, and you go from there.
We've talked about this, Andy. You bring in Pickett of these guys, if it means anything, in order. He was the first one. And then you sign Flacco, and then you draft 2 guys. And Dylan Gabriel was brought in before Shedeur Sanders, and Shedeur getting lots of hype, and obviously popularity has something to do with that. Ability has something to do with it too. So if you can't figure it out, and you like all 4 of these guys because you brought them all in, could you possibly keep 4 quarterbacks? Or at least try to figure out how to keep 4 quarterbacks for an extended period of time or a little period of time, and maybe you move one or whatever. The idea of having one of the veterans with 2 rookies backing him up, I don't find very appealing, unless one of those rookies shows that he could actually step on a football field this year and play for you. So that's a possibility. I would be stunned if they let one of the rookies go, because those are lottery tickets. Until you determine they can't play, why would you do that?
Jeff, if somebody offered you a first or second rounder for Dylan Gabriel, you'd take it though, wouldn't you?
I'm sorry, Andy. What did you drink this morning?
I'm not saying that would ever happen, but if someone got desperate during camp, you lose your starting quarterback.
That's not going to happen though.
Somebody offers you a second rounder for Dylan Gabriel because they really want him and they made a mistake and they think they should have taken him. Anything that would be an upgrade up from 3rd round, wouldn't you do it?
We've had the story about Miami perhaps wanting to trade for Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah,
reports about that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like buying a new car. You drive it off the lot and the value drops.
Has he been off the lot? He just has a helmet.
Oh, he's off the lot.
He just has a helmet that goes now.
He's off the lot until you play and show that you're worth more. Your value's down. I mean, nobody's going to trade you more than what you drafted him for, unless you go on the field and you play and you do something that's really good. Jeremy Fowler covers the NFL for ESPN. Did cover the Browns for ESPN for a while. He was on with the morning guys. That would be Kenneth and Antonio,
or Anthony.
Yeah, Antonio. I like the name Antonio. Lima could pull off Antonio, don't you think?
No.
Anyhow, Jeremy was on the show. And the guys were talking to him about the quarterback, and you're going to cut one, you're going to keep them all, you're going to trade them. What might happen here with the quarterbacks? And I think Fowler's response is kind of interesting.
Let me ask either one of you. Do you think either one of the rookies are going to go to the practice squad? Do you think either one of them would make it through to the practice squad?
I have a hard time. I have a hard time believing that, but possible.
There's no way. I don't think either one of those guys is clearing waivers.
Nope.
What about Pickett?
I think the best chance might be Joe Flacco.
I think Flacco might be the best chance too.
Yeah.
To get to the practice squad?
Yeah, I think Flacco might be the one who makes it to the practice squad out of all of them.
Joe is sitting out there for a very long time, Andy.
We have a different view of Joe Flacco than I think the league does.
Couldn't agree with you more. Joe was out there unemployed for a very long time.
I really?
Yeah. If you're the Browns and you're hoping to find a long-term possibility at quarterback, well, you wouldn't expose Pickett, Sanders, or Gabriel unless they showed they stunk. And I don't think they're going to do that. I think at the very least they're going to show, wonder if we can develop this guy. And Joe, you know exactly what you're going to get. And if the three young guys all show, yeah, we might have something here, but we're not sure, then I don't know why you would move on from them.
Do you completely understand the rules of the practice squad for veterans?
Kinda.
I'm just looking through it because this is where I get caught up. It says,
I mean, he can refuse, can he not?
Yeah, but I thought at one point if you accrued too many years, you weren't allowed to be on the practice squad. But I think they changed that rule. So I don't know. I keep looking through the rules, but I guess I don't. If you were Joe Flacco, then wouldn't you retire before that happens?
Why? He said he wants to keep playing.
On the practice squad? I don't think he wants to.
Well,
it's almost like keeping around to be a coach.
If you retire, you're not going to be able to play.
Why would you
if you're on somebody's practice squad, you could always get claimed.
Why would you give up a guaranteed $5 million?
Thank you.
They could just pay you out and call it a day.
Well, why would they?
But they'd put you on the practice squad to begin with. I mean, it's like the Matt Ryan going to TV thing. It's like, I'm not retiring. I'm collecting a paycheck off of them. They just told me not to play.
Do you really see Joe Flacco going to the practice squad? Think about that.
No, but if I thought that Shedeur Sanders, Dylan Gabriel, or Kenny Pickett might be able to play and be serviceable either as my starter or as my number one backup, I'm not going to expose one of those guys to waivers and try and lose them.
Joe, there's no way Joe's going to the practice squad. They'll end up. Someone's going to have something go wrong during camp.
Maybe,
and he would go get. I would take a trade to go be a number 2 somewhere else.
But then Jeremy Fowler just says rumblings now. It's starting to grow momentum that they could try and keep all 4 guys.
Which I could also 100% see.
Right.
I mean,
you're going to give up an active player spot so you can have 2 quarterbacks on the inactive list on game day?
Yes.
How many wins do you think this team's going to have this year?
There's the point.
Don't you want to see what somebody else can do rather than having 2 quarterbacks sitting off on game day?
Do I need to have somebody?
Is the bottom of your roster really going to save your roster?
Exactly. Do I need to have somebody there that can cover kicks for me, or do I want another lottery ticket at quarterback?
52,
I'd rather have the quarterback.
If the solution to your woes is 52 and 53 on this roster, you have a lot of woes.
Yep.
I just think I just can't see any NFL team keeping 4 quarterbacks.
Well, neither can I. But can you? How many NFL?
I mean, teams other than on a practice squad, so you would keep 3 on the regular and then 1 on the practice. I just don't.
But Andy,
I don't think your rookies are going to get
be able to do that. So you might try to juggle it for a little while. And if you try to juggle it for a little while and you end up, then that's just what you do. I mean, the team won 3 games last year and didn't have a quarterback.
I guess. I mean, if you want to have one of your drafted guys if you want to have your first round or your second round, third round, I'm just trying to think. If you're taking away spots, now you're asking other guys to move into special teams. I'm just saying.
So,
I mean, Bubba Ventrone's been screaming how he wants more starters and special teams to begin with.
There you go.
Yeah, and then when they get hurt, you'll be saying to yourself, okay, why did we lose our linebacker?
They play football.
Because we had to have 4 quarterbacks on the active roster. You have no idea how silly that sounds.
No.
It sounds incredibly stupid.
Andy, I'm not here to try to justify it. I'm just telling you what they're going to do.
We're not the guys who drafted people in the 3rd and the 5th round at quarterback.
Just because Jeremy Fowler says they're trying to figure out a way doesn't mean they're trying to.
I've been throwing that out since they drafted all these guys and signed Flacco.
I have said the same exact thing as Mr. Phelps, that they're going to keep all 4 of these guys on this roster because if they put any of them on the practice squad, they're going to get snatched. The one who probably has the lowest odds to get snatched
is Joe Flacco.
I will buy lunch for you 2 if they keep all 4 quarterbacks. If all 4 of these quarterbacks are on the opening day roster, I will buy lunch for both of you guys. They're no way
And right
going to
that
have
down.
four.
June 16th.
They're not going to have four quarterbacks. The four quarterbacks that are on this
Andy,
roster right now.
I would say it's unlikely, except for one thing.
So you don't accept the bet. That's what you're saying.
Oh, you didn't say we'd have to buy you.
Well, no, I want steak. So
I
bring it on.
want steak.
I do.
I'm Andy Baskin. I won't just have like a sandwich.
No,
Man, I'm
well,
sure
it's just
there's
because
a-
when
I
I'm
want
right, I
steak.
like to gloat.
I'm
That's
sure
all.
there's a $5.99 sirloin out there. We can get them.
We didn't say they're going to keep all
Sirloin.
four. What I don't. The thought to me is this, Andy. You drafted Dylan Gabriel in the 3rd round. Well, you're not going to run the risk of losing him. Sanders falls to everybody in the 5th round. The Browns are the team that actually made a move and traded up to get him. Well, you're not going to try and cut him loose either, I wouldn't imagine. And Pickett, you made a trade for. Not a great trade, but Pickett, by all accounts, might be the most viable starting quarterback at the beginning of the season. Why would you expose any of those guys? That leaves Flacco, and Joe is the guy who clearly has had the most success in the NFL.
Yeah,
so
and let me throw this at you too. If you're Kevin Stefanski, and you've got these 4 guys standing in front of you, you've got one football, and you say, I need you to start against Cincinnati. And by the way, in the back of my mind, I might be out of here if I don't have a decent season. Who do you trust? Right now,
whichever
at this
guy
point,
shows me in training camp is the guy that I should trust.
if you ask me, I'm telling you, Flacco's the guy I'm handing the ball to if I'm Stefanski. I'm not saying that's the greatest move. I'm not saying that that's going to win you games, but from a confidence level and from an experience level and a history level, Flacco's the guy I'm handing the ball to game 1. I'm not saying he's going to make it to game 2, but I'm saying game 1, Flacco, if I'm Kevin Stefanski, because I got to worry about my job and all my other coaches that are with me.
I think we are missing the forest through the trees on this. What is the overarching goal of the 2025-26 Browns season?
Well, if you tell me it's to suck so that they can draft another quarterback, I'm just going to be
And
furious.
You said one of the words in that statement. It's to walk out of this year knowing, do we need a quarterback or do we have a quarterback? That's the goal. The goal of the 2025-26 season, do we have a quarterback or do we need a quarterback?
Do you
So
realize
that's why you
how
keep all
disheartening
4.
it is to walk into a season
That's why you keep all 4.
and
But
say,
the one who might not
we're
be
expecting to lose? That's what
Yes.
you're saying.
Yes.
I cannot. That
You're
is such a
No.
horrible,
Answer a question.
horrible philosophy.
What do you want me to tell you? This is the reality. This is reality. I'm sorry that it hurts.
Reality.
But it is the reality of the mess that you got yourself into with the Deshaun Watson contract and shoving all of the chips in the middle of the table.
He's right.
This is it. The credit card bill is due. You are looking down at it and going, honey, we're not going on vacation this year.
It drives me.
You
It
could
makes
go to
me
a
sick.
state- go to a state
I'm
park.
straight out sick that you would think that you would walk into a regular season going, man, we're going into this thing knowing we're going to lose. At least put your foot in the water and try to win a couple of games early on so you can build a little momentum moving into the future. Best case scenario, your quarterback of the future is on this team right now. You don't have to waste any more draft picks next year in the 1st round on another stupid quarterback. Make it work now. Make it work now. I'm tired of waiting. I'm going to be dead before they win.
Gosh, I hope not.
We all feel that way. I'm so tired of it.
Eat less
How
steak.
do you go into a season thinking we're going to suck?
I'm not ready for Ann
hate
Phelps
it.
here on the Fan.
It feels like we're going that way.
Baskin and Phelps, at least for now, on the Fan.